Let's all play What's My Line?
Good day, everyone. It is nice to see you all.
Nice to see you.
We'll begin a splendid week. Jim, welcome to the program.
Oh, good to see you, Larry.
And the entire Eastern Seaboard.
Oh.
Melba, welcome back.
Thank you, Larry.
You are looking lovely, a vision in pink. Are you ready to play What's My Line, all bodies?
Anytime,
We
CB.
have two marvelous challengers today and a marvelous mystery guest. Would our first challenger enter and sign in, please? There he is. Bob Hoyt. Where are you from, Bob?
Southwick, Massachusetts.
Okay, panel, Bob Hoyt deals with a product. We will now show the audience what his line is. And because she was nice enough to come back and play with us, let's start with Melba Tolliver.
Bob Hoyt. I used to have a producer by that name. You know how old producer are you? No, your product, is it something that can be used by both sexes?
Yes.
It is. Is it a product that is used indoors as opposed to outside?
As opposed to outside.
Or in addition to, or
This
with?
product can be anywhere.
Okay.
Jim?
Does this product have anything to do with recreation or leisure time that we so prevalent?
Well, it's a more leisure time thing. I feel probably that I should tell you that this product is alive.
It's alive.
Yeah.
Living in New York. It's alive. From Ipswich, Massachusetts.
Southwick.
Southwick, Mass.
Southwick, yes. Is it a four-footed creature?
Yes.
Would I be apt to, lovable person that I am, would I be apt to have one of these?
You mean more likely than not?
Now that you
apt.
put it that way, no. Yes. Would I mean, could I have one?
You could. You may end up with one.
Where am I going to keep it?
That can't
Is
be
it-
answered yes or no.
Is it something that I could carry in my arms?
Conceivably.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Right.
Is it a pet that is better in the house?
Better in the house? No, not necessarily. You gotta make it go on.
Pretty stupid question.
Is this an animal that is indigenous to the United States?
Exclusively, you mean?
No, I just mean, would we find it easily here in the United States?
Sure would.
Is it furry rather than a hide? Does it have a fur of some kind?
Sure does.
Does it have a stripe down its back?
It does.
Oh, it's a skunk.
It is a skunk. You are absolutely correct, Arlene. Yeah, Jim?
Has it been deskunked?
Yes, it has.
Thank you.
Bob, why did you ever decide to raise skunks?
Well, we caught one out camping several years ago, and I'd heard that they'd made good pets. So we had it descended, brought it home, and it seems like everywhere we took it, people wanted to buy it. So not knowing of anywhere where you could get them, I decided it would be profitable to raise them myself.
How many
So-
do you have now?
Well, at the present time, I have around 75 adult breeders, which will produce in the neighborhood of 400 babies.
And you mail them out to people? Ship them out?
Yes.
Because I could figure that you could put on the label of the box, if not delivered in 15 days, pew.
Very distinctive possibility.
I tell you, did you bring any with you?
Sure
As
do.
if I didn't know. Jennifer, would you bring them out?
Sit you ass.
Okay, let's go on over there.
Now, if you get Jennifer in the cage, then you're going to...
Thank you, Jennifer. Okay, now, would you show us these, are these different breeds or what? This is a brown and white
Yes.
one. Why is that?
This one was supposed to be alive and running around, but This is
Darn him, he's brown.
right. He's our own.
feet.
He's our own personal house pet. He's very tame, very lovable, and
It
affectionate.
looks like an old Davy Crockett cap.
Listen, when you descent
Gene
these,
Chicago
how do you
did.
do that? How do you descent it? Look at that. What an affectionate little
Oh,
scamp.
you'll have him eaten out of your leg in no time.
Here, let's turn him around. I think they don't have the best angle of the skunk there.
He's the least camera shy of them all. He's been on television before, and he's, I should say she.
Have his own show.
She's very friendly, very lovable, and when obtained at a very young age, under 8 weeks, they can be very readily.
Look, it's eating the.
Are they bright? Are they intelligent animals?
They are, very much so. This one, her name is Zipper, and she'll come when you call her.
Oh.
And no matter where she is in the house, when you open the refrigerator, she knows it.
Come here, Zipper.
We also have, the brown ones are very new, and we've just managed to start breeding them. You'll never see one in the wild,
I never
brown
saw a
one.
brown one.
You'll also probably never see one of these. It's a pure albino. And we're now breeding these too, although they're not very easily bred. And mostly they don't look like skunks, so they're not very popular.
Why are they? It's hard to breed that one as opposed to.
Well, they're of a recessive genes, and so they're not healthy. They, to the extent that they're not as easily bred as others.
Now here's a regular one.
Yeah,
isn't it?
this one here, he's very camera shy. He's a regular black and white one.
Look at him curl up.
Always pick them up.
By the neck? You
Well,
always pick them up?
unless,
sometimes you have a
unless
drink.
they're if they're wild, the safest way to handle them is by the tail. But this is the way Mother handles them, and they're more
Mother
at
skunk,
ease.
you mean?
They're
Now
more-
that skunk has very long claws. Is there any way to you clip them?
Yes, if you have deep pile carpeting, you should have the nails clipped, because the nails, they're not sharp, but they're used for digging. And if
Goodbye
you're,
upholstery.
they might get into the upholstery.
What do
but if
they
you
sell
clip the-
for?
Well, the black and white one's $55.
Oh, come on.
The brown and white one's $75, and albino's $100.
Well, that's really fascinating, Bob. How do you descend a skunk?
Well, to descent them, if they're done when they're very young, they can be removed out through the anus, the two little bags, and
You mean you
in
can't
just a
breed
few
it?
seconds.
You can't breed a descented skunk?
Oh yes,
You can breed them?
the scent gland has nothing to do with the reproductive organs at all.
Okay, thank you very much for being with us on What's My Line, Bob. Soupy, did you ever know anybody who bred skunks?
Yeah, I know a guy one time crossed a skunk with a parrot.
And what'd you get?
Got a dirty look from the parrot.
Would our next challenger enter and sign in, please? Patricia Leary. Where are you from, Miss Leary?
Newton, Massachusetts.
Newton, Mass. Panel, Patricia Leary is an inactive training for a rather unusual career for a woman. We will now show the audience what her line is.
She doesn't do it? No, she's...
And we'll start the questioning with Jim Backus.
In other words, you're training for something that is usually performed by someone other than a woman.
Yes.
Leaving men.
Well, there's a gray area.
Or purple.
Let me think. Is it something that requires a physical dexterity, or
Yes.
is it something to do with with law enforcement of any kind?
No.
1 down and 9 to go. Arlene? The physical dexterity is part of it, but it isn't the chief part of the function,
No.
I think. Arlene?
Oh, you also have to have mental dexterity, do
Yes.
you? Is it, would you have, once you have accomplished this training course, would you have any kind of a title?
Yes, you would.
Does it require a college education?
No.
2 down and 8 to go. Soupy?
When you do this, Miss Leary, or when you will do it, will it be for a profit-making organization?
Yes.
When you do this, do you wear anything other than what you wear now?
Yes.
Do you ever move around?
Extensively.
When you move around, are you ever off the ground?
No.
Hold the phone. Hold the phone. All right. Well, do you mean when you say off the ground, do you mean in the air?
Not now, he doesn't.
Not Where was I? I was back over here. No. Let's see. Yes. No. Okay. Now you're wearing something different. Now you say you travel around extensively, right? Yeah. Are you ever on water?
Yes.
Would you ever be? Well, if you're on water, there's a difference between a boat and a ship. Would this be for a ship?
For a ship, yes.
Would you be like in any on a ship? There's no armed forces. That's not a profit-making organization. So you must.
That's
work.
what you think.
Well, they did make a profit from me. I gave them 26 months. It must be for some. Is it for some tugboat or luxury liner type of a?
Decidedly not.
3 down and 7 to go, Melba.
But it is, let's see, how can I phrase this so I don't get a no?
Don't ask a question.
Water-oriented, is that what you want to say? Huh?
No, when you will eventually perform this kind of work and you will be on water, obviously you're on a ship of some kind. Is that so?
Yes.
Yes, all right, good. Will you, would you be on a large ship like an ocean liner?
I would be on a large ship, yes.
Yes, it's in the ocean liner size.
All right.
But I think we established that it's not an ocean liner.
All right. Are there women who already work in this position you hope to eventually fill?
Yes.
You know. Would you, in your position, be in charge of other people?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Would your work, would you be the captain of a ship?
Well, I tell you, that's close enough. She is a ship's officer in the British Merchant Marine. Not actually a captain. Patricia, that's a pretty unique job for a woman. Is it a ship's officer aboard ship?
Yes, there are, to my knowledge, only about 2 others who do it.
Now, what do your duties involve?
You're responsible for the maintenance of the fabric of the ship, for the loading and discharging of the cargo, for monitoring the quality as it comes in, for monitoring the quality while it's in your ship. You're responsible for the safe navigation of the ship, which is your primary job, obviously. And you're responsible, to a very large measure, for the happiness and well-being of the people who serve aboard with you.
I can see how you would contribute to the happiness and the well-being of the officers. Here she is with some of her mates aboard ship. And she's the one in the middle. You must. How do the other crew members react to having a woman aboard ship?
I think I'd have to phrase it as a kind of grudging acceptance. Women coming into almost any merchant marine in the world represent something of an economic threat.
Yes, but ask her that question after she's been out for 30 days.
There aren't very many runs that long these days.
They do see you as a threat?
Well,
do you have your own cabin, or do you have to sleep in quarters with the rest of the crew?
Careful there.
I have no idea.
Show.
They're going to have a whole lot of ladies being in a regular naval service now. What is it going to be?
Well, of course, all the ship's officers have their own cabin, but additionally, they insist on my having my own private bathroom, which I think is a bit unnecessary. I mean, there's a lock on the inside of the one we all use.
How do the other members of the crew react to that?
Well, this is a privilege which they feel I shouldn't have. The rest of them have to go through a long period of training for this, and they feel that for me to get it at the ground floor, so to speak, is kind of
But what had you
unwarranted.
done to lead up to this?
Well, actually, when I went to sea, I was trained as a psychologist.
Uh-huh.
It was a kind of brainstorm, which, thank heavens, I've never regretted in the slightest.
That's nice.
Well, thank you very much.
I hope it's the only storm you have.
Hope so. Thank you very much. In place panel,
Yes, they
would
shall.
our mystery guest enter and sign in, please? Okay, panel, one question at a time. You got 2 minutes, and let's start with Arlene.
Mystery guest, are you known to audiences because of your work in television?
Okay, Soupy, partly.
Are you also known for your work because you in the movies?
That's a no, Melba.
No. No movies, but television. Are you known to the audience because of your work in the field of music?
Partly, Jim.
Field of music. Are you currently with any running part, we'll say, in a variety show?
Arlene, that was a no.
In the field of music, are you a singer?
That's a no, Soupy.
Are you a player? Are you a hummer? He's a hummer. Hummer.
Melba?
What is he? What was the answer to that?
What do you mean?
He's not a player.
Not a player. Has an instrument, but he is not known as a player. Melba?
You are known, though, for a certain sound, and are you... This will be embarrassing if you're not. Is your father, or was your father a well-known columnist?
Jim?
But you're not an instrumentalist, and are you a composer? I mean, you write music.
That's a no, Arlene.
Are you a conductor?
That's a yes, Soupy.
Oh, do you have a do you have a regular show on now on television?
Melba?
Known as a as a conductor.
Among other things.
Among other things. Oh. Are you in New York now in connection with some work with music conducting here in New York now?
Jim? I think we got him. I think we got him.
Are you by any chance Duke Ellington?
No? No, I tell you, take off your mask. You'll never guess it. It's Guy Lombardo. I mean, it's really very tough. It's really very tough because he's an orchestra leader, he's a restaurateur, he's a boat racer, he's an entrepreneur of the theater. He presents Jones Beach out there for what, 18 years now, is it? What's it going to be? And now he's an author.
Jones Beach.
What is it? What's
Now
the
he's
book?
written a book.
Well, we're going to do a book. I'm going to do a book. A Doubleday. I think there's a story in the Lombardo band and me and all of that. So I've started on it, Arlene.
Good for you.
I hope to get it ready by next spring.
What's going to happen in speaking of next spring, what's going to happen at Jones Beach next year?
Well, our show next year could very well be one of three: Brigadoon, a revival of Showboat, or Carousel. We're considering all three at this moment.
You know, Larry, Guy, didn't you start in my hometown of Cleveland?
We did, sure.
Yeah, what was the place you played at?
The Music Box.
Oh, yeah, I was too young to go.
On that colossal lie, Guy, thank you very much for being here. Bye, everybody. We're out of time. We'll see you tomorrow on What's My Line.
What's My Line is a Mark Goodson, Bill Todman production. With Francis Giles by Bonwit Teller. This is Jack Haskell speaking.